Praise the Lord. Working from home today. This is work from home Thursday and not throwback Thursday. And as you can see from the changing apparel, that the temperatures and the seasons have changed. We're in the season of fall, and so many of us are in a fallen state. So many of us have been in a fallen state. So many of us have fallen and haven't gotten back up. So many of us are at fault for being in a fallen state. So many of us have been tricked and deceived by someone we know we shouldn't be believing and are in a fallen state. You have to consider the source. I often talk about how my dad, my papa, may he rest in peace and rest in paradise and rest in heaven and in the bosom of God, how he called me into the bathroom one time and told me to get a drink of water. There was a cup on the sink. So I don't know what he was up to, so I got the cup of water, and he said no. He motioned toward the toilet with his head. And I started laughing. Pop, you crazy. And I went to walk out the bathroom, so he grabbed me by the around the shoulders and pulled me back in. And he's so strong, I couldn't wrestle with him, of course. And he poured the water out of the cup and set the cup back on the back of the sink. So look, get you some water. He pointed at the toilet. I said, Pop, I'm not drinking water out the toilet. What's wrong with you? And I started laughing, and I tried to run out of the bathroom. He caught me and grabbed me by the wrist and shoved my hand and his hand also in the toilet. And I was laughing, and he was tickling me too, and so strong. He's a man. I'm a teenager, and so he said, I don't care. This water is clear, but it's not pure. Consider the source. Don't ever believe anything unless you witness it. If it's hard for you to believe, you better take it into consideration. If it comes out of the blue, you better look at where it come from. It's out of the blue. Consider the source. And so many of us get caught up because we don't consider the source. Because the person is black or African American or American African, we believe them. Because the person is white or Caucasian American or American Caucasian, we believe them. I don't like saying black. I don't like saying white. There's no country called whitey. There's no country called blackie. That's why I don't like saying those two racial definitions or verbiage as I leave this alone. So he taught me the water in the toilet is clear. It's not pure. You can drink it, but you better consider the source. You better consider once you get it down on the inside of you. You drink out of a toilet, more than likely you're going to suffer some serious medical complications and possibly die. You can clean that toilet up as best you can. Some have drinking out of streams and muddy waters and creeks and riverbeds and stuff out in the, in the boonies, out in the outback, out in the yonder, out in the woods, lost, stranded, deserted, or whatever the case may be, and they've died from any type of disease you can get from drinking unclean water. Dysentery, diphtheria, excuse me, you name it, as I leave this alone. But we must consider the source. A lot of us are in a fallen state, cold, unforgiving, suspicious, wayward, mean, unkind, impolite, racist, bigoted, one-sided, can't teach or tell you nothing. You're unteachable as I leave this be, because we are in a fallen state. Mankind all by itself, him or herself, is in a fallen state because of our transgression against God. The death principle, disease, death, demons, danger, all of that. It's a death principle. We must consider the source. So many are in a fallen state because they have listened to bad information, misinformation, or miseducation, evil, whatever the case may be. Racism, bigotry, those just plain outright lies. Consider the person you're taking information from. Consider their lies. Consider what they're saying to you. Consider how they've lied to you. Just my imagination once again running away with me. In so many people's imagination, you believe the worst about a person, about someone that's done you wrong. You believe the worst about a man or woman, from a man or woman. Watch this. How can you believe anything from your ex-husband? I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you better beware. Who's mistreated you? Your ex-wife who's mistreated you. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend who mistreated you. How can you believe anything they have said. Look at how they treated you, what they've done to you, ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-friend, ex-partner, whatever the case may be, as I leave this alone. Toilet water people, toilet water drinkers, consider the inside, consider the source, consider the person. I got to get back to work. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. Thank you, Papa, because that lesson always stayed with me. Pure or clear? I want purity. Although clarity may be polluted, it might be just for a moment. Facts change, but the truth stays the same. The truth stands on its own. Like God don't need no matches. He's fire all by himself. The truth don't need no crutches. Don't argue against someone who's lied on you or lied to you with someone else. Don't try to contend with it. Just keep going and pray our Father reveal the truth to that person who believed the lies. Excuse me. Consider the source. I'll take purity over clarity, because sometimes people can deceive you and will deceive you, and you believe it for a long time. But it used to be when you find out that somebody had tricked you or had gave you lies or had deceived you, you got mad at the person who had deceived you. Now people will be deceived, hold on to the lie because they refuse to admit that person is wrong or they were wrong, or they jumped to conclusion, or they believed and considered the source, and it took matters into their own hand. Keep going. Pray. Pray against your problems with prayer. Don't let your problems prey on you. Consider the source. Is it toilet bowl water? Is it toilet bowl person? Consider the source. I'm going to get back to work. Peace. 1.